Whew, didn't think the next video would be seconds after the first one, right? Well, neither did I, but this is, just how it works. So last video, I kind of showed you around the lawn, see how everything's looking, to let you know what my plans are, right? I think I mentioned it before, but this channel is not a this is how you do it channel. This is not a how-to channel because I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm just telling you what I'm doing as I'm trying it out. As you may have noticed or seen some of my older videos already, I like to kind of experiment. It's not crazy stuff, but it's something. I like to kind of play around in the lawn. If I kill all the grass, so what? I'll just put some more grass there. It's not that big of a deal. A lot of people get crazy about their lawns. I like to get out there and be in the lawn and hang out and take care of it and mow and blah, blah, blah. But I don't get crazy about it. It's the only thing I talk about in my personal life, and everyone hates me for it. But I'm not crazy about the lawn, okay, guys? But like I said, if you make a mistake and you kill something, so what? I mean, like Jeremy of the Greener Lawn, he had a great reaction when he left the edge guard on his. I don't remember if it was before he started with the spiker or not, but he left his edge guard on his spreader when he threw down some Carbon X, and he got a big long strip of dead grass where he did his first pass, I think, his trim pass. And all that died. And you know what he did? He went, well, it sucks. It'll fill in, though. It's not a big deal. That's how you should react when you kill something in your lawn, because it's not that big of a deal. Grass seed can get expensive, sure, right? Fertilizer can get expensive, sure, blah, blah, blah. But just roll with it, Anywho, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is what my plans are for my lawn care plan. So my lawn care plan, okay? So what I'm going to talk about real quick is the three main pieces of your lawn care plan, because there really is three. Some people say there's like 15, but those are just steps. So steps and chunks are different, steps and pieces, right? And this is going to be one of those blabby videos I was complaining that I keep making. So gear up, folks. Okay, so in my opinion, like I said, there's three pieces. Piece number one is your spring plan. Piece number two is your summer plan, and piece number three is your winter or fall plan. And of course, I'm talking to cool season guys here. I don't know anything about you warm season guys. I just know Bermuda bad, Nimblewill almost like Bermuda, Nimblewill bad. That's all I know about cool or warm season stuff. So, and again, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you exactly what to do. If you want to use my plan and build your own on top of it, that's fine. If you get bad results, that sucks. You shouldn't have done what I told you or what I said. Okay, so first things first, your spring. Spring is the most important. Ooh, that lighting. Haha, sorry guys. Spring is the most important. So what I'm doing for spring, and I'm going to detail what I'm doing as I'm doing it when it comes time. Right now it's 60 degrees, but soil's like 30 degrees. And this 60-degree weather is going to last like a day and a half. And then in a couple days from now, Saturday right now, by next Wednesday, it's going to be like 10 degrees. Anyway, enough talking about my weather. I always do this. Where was I? Oh, yes. So like I said, I'll detail this stuff more about what I'm doing as I'm doing it when it actually comes time to do it. But for now, I'll just talk about it. So your spring, that is kind of divided into kind of 4 or 5 different steps, right? Depending on how you do things. So what I'm doing is I'm checking my soil temps regularly. Well, first, I'm checking GreenCast. Once GreenCast, and I'll link that in the description if I remember, once GreenCast says that my 5-year soil temps are reaching that 50-degree mark, so like 48, 49, what I'm going to do is every single day, about noon, if I can, normally, yeah, if I can, I'm going to come out with my probe and check my soil temperature, both in the front yard and the backyard. I'm going to pick kind of a central location, right? And once my soil probe says it's 50 degrees, and my soil probe is about 7 inches long, I'm going to put it all the way in the ground. So the tip is at least 6 inches in the ground, okay? Once that reads that my soil is 50 degrees, I'm going to do my soil test. Now, you can do your soil test sooner. I really don't think it matters what the temperatures are when you do your soil test. but I want things to kind of line up really nicely. So I'm going to do my soil test, and I'm going to have a video for that. And that's when my soil says 50 degrees. Now, shortly after that, depending on a lot of circumstances, because here in Nebraska and in the Midwest in general, it can be 50 degrees one day and then have like 2 weeks of like freezing temps, and then the next 2 weeks are 90 degrees, right? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. That's just how things are. So I'm going to continue monitoring my soil temps. Once they start hitting the 53, 54 degree, I am going to do application number 1 of my split application prodiamine liquid spray, pre-emergent application, right? So I'm doing a split app because typically, especially last year, we get from basically the second it hits a consistent 60-degree temperature outside until it's like 90 degrees outside, it just rains and rains and rains and rains. So considering that, I am going to do a split application because I want that stuff to last. So that's number 1, right? Probably about, I'm not even going to say how many days because it doesn't matter. Once soil temps start to hit about 60 degrees, I'm going to do my spring fertilizer. And the reason I want to wait is because by then I will definitely have my soil results back. So I know if I need to do anything extra, because the soil or the fertilizer I'm planning to go with for my spring fertilizer is the Ultimate Lawn Fertilizer. And that has high sulfur because it's designed for the Midwest kind of area. And typically we have soils that require sulfur to amend. And it also has really high iron, which is really cool. And I'll be showing you that stuff too. But if I find out that I have good sulfur levels, then I don't want to use that fertilizer because that has high sulfur, right? So soil test kind of determines how I'm going to do things for the entire season of fertilization, right? This is already running on so long. Sorry, guys. Okay, I already said this was going to be a long one, so who cares? So there we go. I'm waiting for 60-degree temps thereabouts, and then I'm going to read my soil results to see what I need to put down with my fertilizer, if I need to do any amendments. Through this whole time, I'm already going to be putting down my next biostimulants, right? That I'm going to do a whole separate video on the proper scheduling and stuff like that. Because the bottles have been in my basement since it started getting too cold out here. So I don't have them readily available to double check and make my actual list and everything. So once I yank them out of the basement, I'll do that. Okay, so first step is soil test. Next step is first application of prodiamine. Second step is spring fertilizer. And then roughly 45 days after I've put down that first application of prodiamine, when soil temps start to go into the 65, 70 degree range or thereabouts. And also a bunch of variables go into this, like how much has it rained, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to keep saying blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Then I'm going to put down my second application of prodiamine. Along with that, not the same day, but in the same time frame, I am also going to be putting down an application. Oh, what is going on? I'm also going to be putting down an application of mesotrione or tenacity. Mesotrione is the active ingredient in tenacity. Tenacity is just a brand name, just like Kleenex. They're tissues, but they're called Kleenex. Anywho, you get it. I'm also going to be putting down an application of that with a surfactant. The reason for that is I know a lot of people think that that's just a pre-emergent, but it's also a very good post-emergent, especially for something like Nimblewill, which as far as literally everyone has ever said, and I've researched the crap out of this because my Nimblewill problem, I won't shut up about it. Mesotrione is the only thing that'll kill Nimblewill, right? So I know for sure I'm going to have to do at least 2 applications. I am doing a blanket spray because Nimblewill is kind of woven in my entire lawn, at least the side and the front. I don't care about that hill. Like I told you in the last video, I'm going to kill all of it. And my backyard doesn't have any. I don't know how, whatever. Anywho, so that's what's going to happen. 7 to 10 days after that, per the bottle label, I'm going to do another application of mesotrione. And then if required, 7 to 10 days after that, I will do a third application of mesotrione, which will be my full limit of mesotrione application for the front and side lawn for the entire year. which means if I want to overseed, I cannot use the Scott's starter with weed preventer because that contains mesotrione. And going over label rates is not advised. Don't do it unless you want to experiment to see just how much of your lawn it can hurt or kill or whatever. Just don't go over label rates. There's a reason they're on there, right? Okay, so that basically covers the spring. And of course, in addition to that, we're also talking about mowing, proper irrigation, all that junk. Like I said, I'm not really going to need to water. Last year, I didn't water at all until, beginning of October, and my lawn looked fine. Again, we get lots of rain. You may not. It's getting really windy out there. That's why I'm staying in here and look with this junk behind me. But either way, my beautiful face is lit up well by this natural light, really making my eyes pop. I think you guys can agree. Okay, and then I'm going to do one more spring fertilizer application before summer hits. So spring, at least in my area, spring tends to basically last from, I would say, I'm not talking calendar spring, I'm talking actual spring, right? So typically it lasts from like mid to end of March until mid to end of May. That's when we get rain, a lot of rain. That's when we get cool temperatures in the, daily highs as high as the 70s, daily lows as low as the 50s. That's a good spring temperature, right? And basically end of May, it just shoots right up to the 90 degrees, 75% humidity until like October, basically. So we have very long summers here, very long winters, and then fall and spring are just like snaps, And I would snap, but this is my left hand, and my left hand is just useless. I'll just leave it here for a second while I continue talking. So I'll do another spring fertilizer. Typically what I'm going to plan on doing is I'm going to typically plan on doing a 1/4 pound of nitrogen every about 45 days. I want to go low in. I don't want to go crazy because fertilizer is expensive, and I'm going to be trying out a bunch of different things. So I don't want to go insane. And plus I'm still using this garbage here, and it makes it just such a pain to do granular applications. So I really don't think I want to use that too much. Like I said, I am going to be doing Next a lot this year, so I might get some Next liquid fert, try that out. Liquid fertilizer makes me a little nervous, but Next makes it pretty easy. So anyway, Next. I keep saying Next. There's a T there, guys. Okay, next up. Anyway, next up. We're rolling into the summer. So what I'm going to do in the summer is I'm going to keep with that same low in because that's still low, 1/4 pound. That's pretty low. Except what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to stick with that 1/4 pound over the course of 30 to 45 days in the form of spoon feeding, microdosing, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to plan out how much fertilizer I'm going to use within those 30 to 45 days and then put it down like once every 15 days or something, put down 1/3 of it every 15 days, something like that. And this is something I'm trying out. I don't know how well it's going to work. Like I said, last year I didn't fertilize, I didn't water almost my entire lawn. I did the back, but not the front, not the side, and everything looked good all year. But I don't want to risk it this year, and I want to get things really, really well primed for overseeding, right? Okay, so that's basically the fertilization schedule for the entire summer. Is that 1/4 pound to a 1/2 pound in that range. I think I'm going to stick with 1/4 pound. Here and there, I might do a little bit over that 1/4 pound, but for the most part, I'm sticking with a 1/4, 0.25. I'm going to go hard on the biostimulants. I'm going to go hard on the soil amendments if I can. I'm going to dethatch with liquid dethatcher, whether that's Greene County Fertilizers or somebody else's. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to try them all. So yeah, because I do have some thatch in the front, I can tell it's a little bit spongy. Good thing that I have moles though, because the moles are really ripping that stuff out. Yay. I'm also going to be putting down some mole stuff. Anywho. So where was I? Oh yeah, the summer. So yeah, that's basically the summer. Just watering, mowing, a little bit of fertilizer here and there. If I have some weed pressure, which I'm still going to get some, even though I put down prodiamine. Prodiamine doesn't protect against everything. Please know that. If I do get some weed pressure, I'm going to get me some maybe some Trimec, maybe some Speed Zone. This depending on what I got, I'm probably going to get crabgrass. I do every single year, but like I said, this is the first year I'm ever doing a split app, so hopefully we can protect against it. But if I have to, I can get something. What is this? No, that's not it. I got some stuff sitting around. Here we go. Trimec with Quinclorac, and this is definitely dead now because I left it out here all winter. But there we go. It's got Quinclorac in it because Quinclorac by itself is expensive because you can't just buy little tiny jugs. You got to buy the big ones because I think they just assume you're a pro or whatever. Anywho, I'm starting to do this ranting thing. This video's already been 15 minutes. This is not that great of a video. Sorry, guys. Okay, that's the summer plan. The fall plan. I am going to be overseeding. I don't know if I'm going to be overseeding the back, but I'm definitely going to be overseeding the front. And I'm going to be wiping out that side yard and replacing it all with bent grass. That's part of that plan. As far as fertilization, winterizing, blah, blah, blah. For fertilization, I'm sticking with that 1/4 pound of nitrogen. I'm going to be throwing down my amendments as I need them based on my soil test from the spring. I'm going to keep with that 30, 45 day range for fertilization applications, except for when it comes to doing my overseeding fertilization, because I'm going to have to throw some starter on there. So I'm going to plan around that. I am going to be aerating because when I did aeration last year, it was a pull behind that was heavily used on a mower I've never used before. That was it was super weird. I was not comfortable on it because the drive was not a pedal style. It was like a lever by the steering wheel. I don't know. Maybe that's common, but I was not comfortable on it. The steering was really weird. Couldn't really get tight anywhere. So I did not do a good job with aeration. I did not get a chance to dethatch last year either. So this year I'm going to be getting an aerator and a dethatcher before I do my overseeding. I'm going to aerate and dethatch everything. Even if I'm not planning to overseed there, I'm still going to go crazy. Excuse me. So I keep forgetting this mic is here, so I keep being super loud. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm planning to do those things, right? As far as fall, though, everything is basically the same as the summer. There's nothing special in the fall other than aeration, dethatching, overseeding, which I did a video for that last year. I'll do another video for it this year. I guess I am doing that lawn renovation, and that's going to be a whole separate video, maybe even video series, depending on how long it takes, because I obviously can't record a short video. What's wrong with me? And like I said, I'm going to try not to edit stuff. So this is just going to be a long video. If you don't like it, don't watch all the way. Most people aren't. So my statistics on YouTube are saying that people are watching on average between 3 minutes, 30 seconds to like 5 minutes and 10 seconds or something. So I've been trying to cut back on my video time, but I'm not doing a good job. I've been recording for 18 minutes and I'm not going to edit. So I'm going to wrap this up now. Okay, so that is how I am planning my lawn care plan for the season, right? So there's a couple main points of things you have to hit exactly on the head. You know, that prodiamine at 55 degrees, soil temperatures in that 53 to 55 degree. 45 days later, that second app. But everything else is, I can wing it and I'll be fine. If I don't have to time my fertilizer exactly. It can be anywhere between 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It doesn't matter. Either way, everything's going to be fine, I'm going to get the soil amendments in the ground, the biostimulants in the ground. It's going to make that soil happy, which will make the grass happy. And as long as I give it some water, or I just let the water fall from the sky, everything's going to be happy. So I'm not too worried about anything. Everything will work out. That's my lawn care plan, except for the prodiamine, which I'm finally going to be able to get to use this for something other than a baby power washer. One other thing, I am going to clean this garage. I am. Eventually. I am going to probably finish it up. I might even get a mini split in here because this is kind of a working shop for me anyway. And hopefully that last thing I can do, and I want to get this done before 20 minutes is on the clock here, is hopefully I can get some more new equipment. I really want to get a spreader. I really want to get an edger, and I really want to get a leaf blower. Anyway, if you like this video, like the video. If you love the video, please subscribe. If you want to check me out on Instagram, I'm also Lazy Lawns there. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'm sorry it's so long, and bye.